All right, kids, sit down and let Uncle Jack tell you a story of the greatest argument that ever happened. You know, it was one day we were hanging out, and my friend Dan comes running through the door, running down the stairs. He's like, yo, guys, I got a great story. So we're like, all right, let's hear it. So he starts telling us this story. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes, my friend Steve pulls out this box of Oreos. And as he said that, my friend Ryan started laughing. And my friend Dan to him, he's like, what? What is so funny? What are you laughing at? Ryan goes, I just think it's funny that you called it a box of Oreos. And he's like, why is that funny? He's like, because it's not a box. It's definitely not a box. I'm like, you know what? You're right. It isn't a box. You wouldn't call that a box of Oreos. So my friend Dan goes, then what is it? And my friend Nick offers up the solution of, oh, it's a sleeve. I'm like, no. It's not a sleeve. It's definitely not a sleeve. This is a sleeve. That is not a sleeve. And he's like, all right, well, what do you think it is? I'm like, I think it's a package. He's like, no, it's not a package. A package is what you get from Amazon. I'm like, all right, shorten it down to pack. He's like, nah, I'm still not buying it. So this turned into an argument back and forth between all my friends. They're like, oh, it's a pack. Oh, it's a sleeve. And as all this is going on, my friend Dan's like, I don't know why it matters. Can I just continue my story? And we're like, no, like, we got to figure out this whole Oreo conundrum first. He's like, well, I don't see what's wrong with calling it a box. And I'm like, well, it's because it's definitely not a box. A box has got to have cardboard or something. So we're like, you know what? Let's get James on the line. So we call up my friend James. I'm like, all right, yo, James, what do you call like a thing of Oreos? And he goes, it's a present because you peel it open like a present. We're like, yo, that's pretty bold, but I don't know if that's like the official like Oreo terminology. So then he goes, it's a sequence of Oreos because they're lined up in a sequence. I'm like, no, that's too out there. That's definitely not what it is. So this argument that we've had about this whole Oreo conundrum has been going on for like months and months and months. And every time we saw someone, we asked them what they thought it was. We got some really out there ones. Someone was like, oh, it's a casket. I'm like, there's no way you're telling me that it's actually called a casket of Oreo. So this whole argument, it just kept going and going and going into this, building into this legendary thing until one day I was at the supermarket and I saw the guy from Nabisco was there. All right, Nabisco guy, what is the official name for a container of Oreos? And he goes, you're not gonna like this. So he goes, it's a bag. I'm like, boo, it's definitely not a bag. We still have our argument, pack, sleeve. It's definitely not a bag. It's 100% not a box. So, you know, I've told this story before, and a lot of people will ask me, like, oh, were you guys, like, high when you were talking about this? And I'm like, no, we generally just don't know what to talk about sometimes.